Good morning. Welcome to the hot box. That's what I'm calling this room. Shouldn't that mean that carries different connotations? Saying it's really hot in here. That's why I had to start streaming earlier. We are still getting quotes and stuff for the air conditioning replacement, because it can be incredibly expensive. But, you know, being in Texas in the middle of the summer, it's not like you can ignore that. Alright. So, last time, when Brita died, it was very sad. Let's take my helmet off. For respect. I predict she's going to come back, though. She's part of the flow of ether or whatever in the world, and she'll somehow reemerge.
Forgive me, Moonbreeder. Had I been quicker or wiser, but I was not, and you paid the price. But you would not suffer us to wallow in our sorrow, would you? You would tell us to pick ourselves up and get on with it. And so we shall. We shall defend this realm and her people to the last.
Life for death, a fair exchange.
Read the room, Midgard Summer.
Other bargains will be struck.
Though we have said our farewells, the pall of sadness has diminished but little. Forgive me. As antecedent, it is my job to be a pillar of strength for all the others to lean upon. Yet I also believe the grief we feel now is precious in its own way, and not to be lightly swept aside. Do you not agree, Jack? I concur. "'Tis as if a dagger has been thrust in my breast." What's the Princess Bride quote? There's a shortage of perfect breasts in this world. It'd be a pity to damage yours. I think it applies. Go rewatch A Princess Bride. But 'tis a pain we must bear, we must learn to bear, if we are to forge ahead with our duty. Sorry, just checking something. The battles we have fought have taken the lives of so many. Louisoix, Moonbrida, our fellows of the Waking Sands. Their spirit and dedication to our cause, however, will never be lost as long as we rise to fight once more. I just noticed I have a tail. I don't know how I feel about that. That is very impractical. I hardly need to remind you of this, of course. 'Tis for my own benefit that I repeat these words, a reaffirmation of mine own chosen path. If I do not rebuild the foundation of my resolve, I am like to collapse in a fit of weeping. My apologies again, Jack. There's no other to whom I could display such weakness. So we finally gonna get that cup of coffee, or... You are my pillar of strength, and I fear I shall have need of your steadfast presence in the days to come. That's the Baldur's Gate-ification of people's minds. Ooh, cutscene. A victory won, a comrade lost. To honor the fallen, the living forge ever on, towards the light of a new day. Never seen that before. Have you a moment, Jack? Ida wished a word with you. I should consider it a personal favor if you would lend a sympathetic ear to her troubles. She's not been herself since Moonbrida's passing, and my heart aches to see her so downcast. Okay. There was something I wanted to try and do. I want to put some color on this armor. I'm going with a green theme overall, you can tell by my warrior gear. So I want to see... We still have some of those alteration thingies. Seventh Heaven. Cheesy show from late 90s. Alright, you were over here. You. Okay, I don't have Draken on, I have the other one. So I can't augment this gear. Can I just dye it? I don't know how the system works. Cannot be dyed. It's the only one that can be dyed. This is the Draken. You need to actually... Okay. Let's see how terrible that is. Double check again. Draken armor augmentation. Oh, these are pricey. So buy 5 of those, that would be almost 1 million. Yeah, we're not doing that. That seems like a lot of gold. A lot of gil. We'll go full emo. Might as well embrace the meme. Boom. Alright. Even though I have no use for gold right now, I still $750 just to be able to color something. A little insane. Who needed consoling? Ida. Hey, it's Jacked. Great. She doesn't seem... Oh, yeah, there you go. Oh, it's no use. I'm trying to stay positive, but it's just hard, you know? Thing is, I know Moon would tell me off if she saw me moping around like this. Which is why I decided to cheer myself up by getting her a special flower. Placed an order for a moon daisy in Rowena a little while ago, and it's ready to be picked up. The trouble is, I found Rowena a bit difficult at the best of times, and well, this isn't one of them. I know it's silly, but I just can't face it at the moment, so I was wondering, do you think you could maybe collect it for me? I have the coin to pay for the flower right here. Thank you so much. I'll be waiting for you. And the daisy at Breathfrost. It's right up there. I definitely listen to My Chemical Romance. That looks ominous. What can I do for you today, adventurer? Eldritch trinket to trade? Nope. Eh? Got you running errands now. Them Scions really know how to make the most of talents, don't they? I agree. Sending the savior of Eorzea to the bleeding market. Fine use of your time, that is. Seriously, though, you'd best learn how to say no. We'll have you mucking out the chocobo stables next. I agree. Anyway, what was it that were you here to pick up? The moon daisy, was it? Here then, take it. Until that idle lass have got a wide selection of headwear in stock. If she ever decides to replace that dowdy mask of hers, God knows she needs to. Thank you. Let me double check. That's 2 of those. So that'd be even more pricey. It'd be like 1.3 mil or something. Because I already have 2. Didn't know we could fly over no man's land. The barriers seem kind of arbitrary. They throw up against flying. Can't go through there. Is it Ida's turn to be abducted? Runa can be so annoying. She just will not take no for an answer. Every time I visit her, she insists I replace my visor with something more fashionable. But when I tell her I like it just the way it is, she says it again, and then again, and then again. It drives me crazy. What I mean to say is, I really appreciate you doing this for me. So anyway, let's see it. Boom. Moonbreeda loved these things, you know. Hope that somewhere, somehow, she knows I'm thinking of her. Again, it's my belief that she's in, like, the Aetherflow avatarness of it all. And she'll come back later.
I'll never forget you, Moon. None of us will.
The song riseth to a crescendo.
Just say straight out what you mean, bro. He loves being cryptic.
Is that what I think it is?
Dragons!
Hello, can you hear me? We have received grave tidings from Ishgard. Pray return to the Rising Stones at once.
Pray return. Minfilia get abducted again. I can't unsee the tail now. My apologies for the interruption. I was deeply saddened to learn of Minbreeda's passing. Her loss will be sorely felt. Alas, recent developments in Ishgard leave us little time to mourn. The envoy from Querthus will soon arrive, and we must hasten to hear her report. This is not Sword Art Online, although that is a fun TV show. This is Final Fantasy XIV. The envoy is here. I thank you for receiving me at such short notice. Time is of the essence, so I would forgo the usual pleasantries if I may. Certainly. You come with the news of the Dravanians? Aye, the dragons have begun their attack in earnest. The first wave reached the Central Highlands a short while ago, and battle was joined soon after. Sir Aymeric himself, sallied forth with a contingent of temple knights and several companies of the noble house's finest. Though the beasts were ultimately forced into retreat or victory, if such it may be called, came at the cost of our own, too many. We will not withstand a second wave should the Dravanians renew their assault. You paint a grim picture, my lady. Is it reinforcements you seek, then? We do. Though it pricks our pride, it is plain we cannot protect Ishgard and our ranks, with our ranks thus thinned by the Horde. Sir Aymeric would meet with you to discuss the possibility of enlisting your aid. Very well, I shall depart for Querthus at once. I must warn you, however, that the involvement of the Crystal Braves is by no means assured. Our commitment to quelling the unrest in Ul'dah must take precedence. It is with such contingencies in mind that I must make another request. The Scions of the Seventh Dawn are known for sharing close ties with all three of the Grand Companies of Eorzea. Would you consent to plead our case to their leaders? Though I would gladly appeal to the Grand Companies in your behalf, I dare not promise a favorable reply. You need say no more. Considering our past dealings with the Eorzean Alliance, I can well imagine how our plea will be received. But the fate of Ishgard hangs in the balance. We must explore every avenue still open to us, no matter how compromising. I see. Very well. I shall send envoys to each of the allied nations, and have them present your request directly to the heads of the Grand Companies. In the event that your plea does not receive a favorable answer, know that any support is certain to be conditional. Demands will be made of Ishgard. It is only to be expected. Rest assured that I speak with Sir Aymeric's authority in this matter, and that our actions are fully sanctioned by the Holy See. Which brings me to my final request, a personal appeal to you, Warrior of Light. Our Lord Commander much desires to speak with you, regardless of your fellow's involvement. You faced Midgard's summer and survived. Anything you can share of your experience may yield us an advantage over our foe. Thank you. Oh, excuse me. You wear the mantle of hero well. It would seem the road leads us both to Camp Dragonhead. Seek me out when you arrive, Jack. Nope, not World of Warcraft either. Very different from WoW, I found. This game is kind of a story first, and then an MMO second. Whereas WoW is more of an ARPG these days. Not much MMO-ness to it anymore. Iceheart! We don't like her. At the moment.
The sons must answer for their father's misdeeds. Only then will the cycle be broken.
Generational guilt never really works.
Brothers and sisters of the heavens, we raise our voices and join you in the chorus. The sinner's feeble magics are undone. Come, claim your retribution.
She's got some issues. The whole paying for the sins of the father thing. It's not great. It's very North Korea of her. FF14 has been called an RPG MMO many times. Yeah, it's definitely in that order. Oh, you're over there. Whereas WoW is kind of a single-player game, and then you queue for dungeons. It's like Diablo multiplayer. At least in the retail expansion. It seems that was the swifter, Jack. You two, however, have arrived with time to spare, for our host is yet to make an appearance. The murmurings about camp tell of some manner of trouble at the gates of judgment, and the Lord Mana's absence, I suggest we visit the place and find out what is afoot. Yeah, I think I might actually have to level up profession. Because I want to dye this armor, but I need the... what are they called? These things. Augmentation. And they're ridiculously expensive. Like, I was looking at the Draken armor augmentation. It's like 140,000 for one. And I need 10. That seems obscene. Which one do I talk to? The gates of judgment are much more than mere doors. They are the outermost layer of Ishgard's magical wards. If our first line of defense can be so easily shattered. Tenterhooked? I don't know what that means. When I laid eyes upon a Lady Arsart, I felt the marrow freeze within my bones. Heretics scum, how dare they meddle with our divine protections? I shall rid our nation of their blasphemy, even if it means cutting them down one by one. And the cycle of violence continues. We need not fret over much. There are yet several layers of arcane protection that shield the city from invasion, but there will be fine. So it seemed the heretics struck the first and most telling blow against Ishgard. It's the creepy music. Scions, we expected you at Camp Dragonhead. My apologies. We chanced to hear there had been trouble at the gates and thought it prudent to investigate the cause. Then you have learned of the heretics' treachery. Lady Arsart led a force of her followers against our defenders, and came close enough to dispel the first of our wards. But let us speak more of this back at the camp. Sir Aymeric awaits you. Lady Arsart has grown bold indeed if she would risk direct action against the city. Come, let us do as we were bid and return to Camp Dragonhead. Lord Hoshevent will know where Sir Aymeric means to receive us. Okay. Eventually we'll go through those gates. Someday. Hopefully today. It is reassuring indeed to behold the countenance of a friend when Onen's homeland teeters on the very brink of disaster. Though a single misstep could send us plunging into the abyss, your heroic presence strikes the flames of courage within my heart. Ah, but you did not come to Dragonhead to listen to my prattling. The Lord Commander has arrived and would treat with you in the intercessory. Alright. Greetings, sir. Shall I show you inside? I thank you for coming with such haste, and apologize for my absence. Suffice it to say, Lady Arsart and her heretics have much to answer for. Yes, but we recently returned from the gates of judgment ourselves. Given the circumstances, we quite understand if you would prefer to postpone our appointed audience. On the contrary, Master Alphanod, I think it more important than ever that this meeting take place. Rest assured, I shall return to my post on Ishgard's walls the moment our business is concluded. Before we move on to the subject of reinforcements, however, I would introduce you to a close friend and stalwart ally, Estinian. We know him from Dragoon stuff. I'm hoping that was a custom thing because I'm a Dragoon. May I present to you Ishgard's Azure Dragoon. An impressive title, though I confess I know precious little of the Order of Dragoons. They are formidable warriors all, yet even among such masters of the lance, Estinian is without equal. He, out of the warriors of Ishgard, was chosen to wield the power of dragons, and may thus contend with any Dravanian. You flatter me overmuch, Lord Commander. If ever I was without equal, I am no longer. My fellow Azure Dragoon here will attest. Be at ease, Jack. I did not come to challenge you this day. That's right. Well, now that we have all been introduced, let us proceed to the matter at hand. I should share with you what we have learned of Iceheart's design, as confessed by the heretics taken captive after the assault on the gates. It would seem that Lady Iceheart and the Dravanians share a common goal, the reclamation of Nidhogg's stolen eye. Nidhogg, one of the 7 great worms. His name features prominently in your nation's history. Though once defeated by the hero Haldrath, the beast is said to have terrorized Querthus since Ishgard's founding. Aye, many are the scars our walls bear from Nidhogg's relentless efforts to raise the city. The trophy Haldrath plucked from the bested worm's skull, simply known as the Eye, is a treasured relic of Ishgard and one possessed of untold power. Should it ever be returned to Nidhogg, the dread creature would be restored to the height of his strength. And then no wall or ward we could erect would be stout enough to deny him.
My vengeful son hath waged war against Ishgard for 1,000 years. No mortal mind could comprehend the depths of his rancor.
The eye itself is secreted deep within the vault. It is kept under heavy guard, surrounded at all times by men and women who have proven their loyalty to the Holy See. But those stout walls and sharp blades may suffice to discourage the heretics. The dragons are another matter. They are individuals within the Dravanian horde whom an entire company of knights would labor to repel, to say nothing of Nidhogg himself.
Nor does age rob them of their strength. Through the endless march of years the dragons endure,
Patient, calculating, inexorable. You must understand, these creatures do not share a perception of time. And that is especially true of the great worms. They who spend centuries in slumber only to wake and resume their campaign, as if mere hours had passed.
It has been 20 years since Nidhogg last darkened our skies, 20 years for him to gather his strength and for us to bolster our defenses. And now, just as he seems primed to return, the heretics strike at the gates.
You believe Lady Iceheart is in league with the creature, then?
Of that we cannot be certain, though we know the heretics covet the eye.
We have been unable to determine their plans for it. Such questions aside, we must needs address the ragged hole their mistress has said fit to open in Ishgard's protections. It is a weakness the Dravanians are not to leave untested. So it would seem. You have described your plight in admirable detail, Lord Commander. Yet I cannot help but wonder at your candor. Why share such sensitive information with us? I shall speak plain. Ishgard has need of allies, and I would have you bolster our front lines in readiness for the coming battle against the dragons. This much I expected. Unlike our arrangement concerning the Keeper of the Lake, however, only you stand to benefit from our assistance in this matter. I fail to see why we should intervene in a conflict which concerns only Ishgard and Irvania. When the Eorzean Alliance requested Ishgard's assistance during our Operation Archon, you refused us. Valid point. Does it seem not grossly unjust to demand that we now risk our lives in your private war? I make no attempt to defend my country's conduct. I only ask you to consider what would happen were Ishgard to fall. Having razed our city to the ground, the Horde will have little cause to linger, and most would return to their lairs in Dravania. Soon thereafter, the ruins of Querthus would be buried in snow, and the land would become the sole province of beasts and beastmen. Until the Garlean's arrival, that is, for you may be certain that the Empire would not hesitate to claim Querthus. They would not even have to draw steel. Man's got a point, too. An Imperial province sharing a border with Mordona, 7 hells. Very well. We will assist you in repelling the dragons. The roar of a great worm may have shaken the firmament, but we of Eorzea will not abandon our Ishgardian brothers to face the coming horde alone. Nor did I ever think you would. Now, upon the matter of the roar.
Allow me, Sir Emmerich. Through the power of the Eye, I become the vessel of Nidhogg's strength. His essence has stolen into my very blood. Fear not, I am in full control of my faculties, I assure you, and the eye itself is of no relevance to this tale. It is not essential that I bear it with me wherever I go. Its lingering influence does, however, allow me to hear Nidhogg's voice. Then the worm who roared was Nidhogg, aye. He means to hurl his horde against the Deniphan's collar, and shatter the remaining wards to protect my city. There can be no doubt the worm has summoned his minions to war. Though the circumstances are far from ideal, the desperate endeavor will at least provide us an opportunity to bring the sister states of Eorzea together in common cause. Sir Aymeric was more ruthless in his negotiations than I had anticipated. I suppose one must give no quarter when one's home is at stake. This game, though, it is an RPG first, but they went extremely overboard with the text. I understand they want to add lots of context and flavor and all that, but you also have to keep the player engaged. And most people sign up to play a video game, not to read a book. And maybe this clears up a little bit more post A Realm Reborn, but it's been a struggle. Like, the story's good, but they could tell in 10 pages what they're telling in 100. But did you see the look on his face when he formally requested our assistance? Though the Lord Commander has campaigned for Ishgard to open its gates to outsiders, I suspect his softening of the Holy Sea's attitude toward foreign cooperation comes as something of a bittersweet victory. The day's ahead shall promise to be interesting indeed. And now we have more text. Like, this doesn't even need to be in here at all. The player doesn't care about preparations. We just go. This could just be changed to. I know I'm nitpicking a lot, but this has been a lot. I've read probably a 500-page book post A Realm Reborn. Like, you would just say, hey, luckily the Braves have been prepared for such a situation. Let's go. Before proceeding with the preparations, we have to report. We must needs return to the Rising Stones and make a report to the antecedent. I know this is a common complaint post A Realm Reborn, but do want to point it out that brevity is its own skill. Yeah, I've seen the documentary on it, so I understand what happened. But I don't think, like, does including way too many dialogue boxes make the game easier to produce quickly? Like, again, I've heard that it clears up a bit later, but this part has been a struggle. It's been more a visual novel than an MMO.
Alphino, it is good to see you. Tell me, what have you learned?
Pray summon the others. Everyone must hear my report.
Oh, if that was their idea, it should take 8 minutes. That's very arbitrary and silly, because the quest should take as long as it needs to take. If you have a really good writing take on something and there's a really good story, absolutely take 8 minutes or longer. But a lot of our quests have been, let's prepare for something, and then we do that for 8 minutes.
The main host advances upon Ishgard as we speak.
Whose vaunted defenses have been nullified.
Like, we could legitimately have skipped from voice cutscene to voice cutscene and not miss story.
With its wards, the city will bear the full force of Nidhogg's fury.
Because the voice cutscenes are great.
All those people.
Alphino is right.
The Dravanians cannot be allowed to prevail. If Ishgard falls, all of Eorzea will suffer the
See,
consequences.
this summed up that whole last scene we were in.
Then you agree that we have no choice but to intervene. For the good of the realm, the scions of the seventh...
Because that whole thing was about, hey, we should help them, because if we don't,
the defense of Ishgard.
then the Dravanians will be right on our doorstep.
Let there be no ambiguity about what has been proposed.
And he just said
We
that.
would be directly intervening in the war.
So you could have cut out that whole other scene.
But if all here believe the cause to be just, then to war we shall go.
Scene where you dump water at the drunken Buscaroons, yeah.
The path we now embark upon is perilous. But I pray you will walk with us to the end. For those we have lost, for those we can yet save.
Then it is settled. I shall inform the Council of our intentions, and request that they contribute their own forces to the defense of Ishgard.
Well, that was a good optimization they did with the bucket of water. They need to do that a lot more. More preparations. I have bid the Archons travel their assigned nations. Should the members of the Alliance agree to pledge the Grand Company soldiers to Ishgard's cause, our comrades will be on hand to act as intermediaries for the duration of the conflict. A small matter persuading the Alliance leaders to grant such support, I'll leave to Alphino. For you, my friend, a different task awaits. I would have you reach out to your fellow adventurers and gather what allies you have for the coming siege. I would also have you consider the matter of our own security. Revenant's Toll is but a short flight from the snowfields of Querthus. It is not unimaginable that the fighting may spill across the border. Pray brief Slavborn in the brewing conflict and discuss potential contingencies. The frontier settlers must be prepared for aught that might wing its way over our walls. I only hope that such precautions might prove unnecessary. Before you leave, might I suggest that you have Tadaru accompany you. She has a talent for administration and a firm grasp of practical challenges that we may encounter. Just what the player wants to do. Admin work. Again, I could cut this out. I could streamline this too. Just say, oh, I've sent Tadaru to work with Slavborn so we can prepare everyone for the coming conflict. Done. We don't need to do any of this. She's better at it than I am. I just kill things. We are rather close to Querthus, aren't we? We best see to our own defense to take stock of our supplies. Oh, and we'll also need to have the beds and bandages laid out just in case. A good receptionist is ready for any eventuality. Let's go, Jack. I have 101 things to discuss with Slavborn. Yay! Like, I am the slayer of Ultima Weapon. I've killed all the primals. I should be talking to the leaders of the nations. I probably carry some influence. But no, we have to help the secretary. I appreciate the warning. War is coming to Querthus and the toll must be made ready. I'll increase the number of patrols and lookouts immediately. I'll also see about finding room for an infirmary as well as temporary housing for victims of the conflict. Ishgard has done well by us in the past, and I would return the favor. But as for rounding up volunteers for the fighting itself, I'm afraid I must disappoint you. I will not send my fellow guild members to die in Ishgardian soil, and I'm certain headquarters will say the same. There will be no official Adventurers Guild presence at this siege. That said, each adventurer is of course free to do as he or she will. I shall have word with some of the more capable colleagues in your behalf, and you might try your luck here in Revenant's Toll. I dare say there are a few stout souls about town who will answer your call to arms. Let's get started, shall we? We have a town to rouse. Oh, goody. Spare me your talk of glory and fame. I'm not in the habit of volunteering for lost causes. I've survived this long by trusting my instincts, and my instincts tell me to stay well away from Ishgard. Ishgard sounds like she's in a right mess, but that ain't what I wanted to talk to you about. I need you to cast your mind back to the scuffle with the Empire out by the processing plant. A lady from Little El Amigo by the name of Wilred was there with the Fourth that day. I want to know if you've seen him since, have ye? God's damn it, I feared as much. No one's bloody seen him. Took the ground opened up and swallowed him whole. But that ain't all. Around the time Wilred stopped turning up for duty, the black market weapons went missing from our vault in Ul'dah. So now, of course, half the braves suspect the lad of making off with the goods. Folk like to believe our company's a disciplined fighting force, but as you and me both know, it's no more than a mere motley connection of mercenaries, adventurers, and Grand Company veterans. The only thing that binds us together is some vague oath about fighting for the freedom of all. That and steady pay. Now, compared to most others in this crew, Wilred's a fresh-faced novice, a bleeding whelp amongst wolves. But the boy's got passion. When he talked about being a guardian of Eorzea, he bloody well meant it. A lad like him wouldn't rob us blind and bugger off like that. He ain't the type. And this is just between you and me, mind. There's the fact that lad wanted to tell me about something queer he noticed in the ledgers. Something about the Braves' numbers not adding up. There's a villain at the end of this trail I've stumbled on, and I'll bet me good eye it ain't young Wilred. Any road, you got a war to wait, so I'll let you get on. I just thought someone should know. I'll be seeing you, Jax. White-haired dude's definitely the villain. They're not so subtle about the looks they give villains. So Ishgard seeks sellswords to bolster its ranks, eh? Then I'm not sure I like the sound of the siege. The nobles will surely be generous with their rewards. But I've pledged myself to guard Revenant's toll. Modest work though it am, I am loath to break the terms of my contract. What to do, what to do. You know, as hero of the realm, I could be talking to leaders and recruiting armies. Instead, let's find a single dude. Probably in there. Sell me blade to the Iscardians. Well, them dragons are a fearsome lot, but I'd slay me fair share if the coin was good. I've worked for one of them knights before, you know. Watched me like a bloody hawk, you did. Still, I put up with worse for that heavy purse. It's got bars. Volunteer my services in the defense of Ishgard? I think not. Dragons claimed the lives of every one of my brothers. I do not mean to offer them mine. 'Twas to escape such a fate that I took up the mantle of adventure in the first place. I would sooner die in the pursuit of fortune than huddle behind an icy wall. There you are, Jack. So did you sway any hearts? One or two, eh? One or two, eh? Well added to mine, that makes 3 or 4, not including Slaphborn's friends. We won't have the largest company in the army, but I'd say one Revenant's Toll veteran is worth a dozen clanking knights at least. It was a good use of our time. Oh, I've been so caught up with recruiting, I almost forgot. There's been a word from Elfino. Apparently, the Alliance leaders are convening in Ul'dah to discuss Ishgard's plight. They requested your presence, as usual. Anyway, you'd best make your way to Ul'dah or you'll be late. Elfin had said they would meet you in the Royal Promenade.
Yeah, I was gonna dye my armor, and then I looked up the cost. It'd be like 1.5 million. Price gouge to all hell. It's like half my gold. Yeah, I'd like to dye this the same green I dyed my warrior armor, but at that price. My apologies for calling you away from your tasks. I had hoped to proceed with these negotiations one leader at a time, but it seems my urgent request for an audience have prompted a gathering of the council. 10 augments to bind the materials and mark order for like 300k. Well, that would be a lot better. But then I'd have to level a profession, so... there you go. So it seems like people could flip that pretty quickly. Yeah, I can pay you for those. Because that'd be cool to have my colors rather than this purple. My apologies for calling you away from your tasks. I'd hoped to proceed with the negotiations one leader at a time, but it seems my urgent request for an audience have prompted a gathering of the council. Needless to say, I felt obliged to attend. The alliance leaders are already sealed within. Let us join them, shall we? Yeah, I'd appreciate that. It'd be cool to have my uniform color scheme.
We are well aware of Ishgard's dilemma, and we agree with your assessment.
Then I trust there are no objections to the Crystal Brave's intervention.
Uldar has none.
Gridania does not object.
The Crystal Braves are yours to command, Alfino. Do what you will. We shall pray for your success.
It was my hope that you would offer more substantial aid than prayer. I know it is within your means.
Do not presume that you have knowledge of our every concern. The Garleans and the Beast Tribes are but two of many. We are not in a position to contribute greatly to the defense of Ishgard. Not when our own homes are still under siege.
We dare not leave our interests in Cartano undefended as well. Telegi Adalegi and his ilk would seize control of the territories in our absence.
The enemy is at their gates, and you would cower behind yours?
Alphinaud is still annoying.
No one is cowering, boy. We will offer what support we can.
Why do you not just do what I say? They just explained why.
Support. A handful of men and no more.
Would that we could commit more than a token force to this cause. Yet there are others to whom you might turn. The free companies ever want for work.
Oh, those are guilds.
Ah, yes. The free companies. They're not like to turn you down.
I beg your pardon? You would entrust the survival of Ishgard to sell swords? Crises like these are the very reason why this alliance was formed. It is our duty to aid our fellow man.
My duty is to my country and my people. If you expect us to place the welfare of a foreign power above our own, you're going to be sorely disappointed.
It's like American politics right now.
Lest you doubt, Limsa comes first, then the Alliance, and finally, circumstances permitting, Ishgard and the rest. If you cannot understand so simple a concept, then you have no place at this table.
I'm with her. It's my admiral right there.
Forgive me, Admiral. I was careless in my choice of words.
I suggest you assemble a party of elite adventurers, assuming you haven't already. Your fellows served us well during Operation Archon. I dare say they will do so again. If I may, Your Grace, I wish to propose a redistribution of forces. If we entrust the security of Uldar to the Brass Blades for a time, we can dispatch a larger force to Ishgard. Your Grace?
Don't do it, Animo.
Yes. Yes, of course. Do what you will.
Who's the advisor lady? Shifty. She just showed up out of nowhere.
Is Her Grace not feeling well?
To the best of my knowledge, Her Grace is in perfect health.
I see. Carry on.
You smell something fishy. I can't unsee the tail now that I've seen it. I went to great lengths not to be a cat boy or a dragon boy or anything. And now I have a tail. Oh, that's a good look. Thank you. Is this somebody that's watching right now, or is this just a random person? Oh, you found me on YouTube. Thank you. I appreciate it. And by the way, your outfit is fantastic. What rate? Is that Highlander? It's like, you know, female Robin Hood vibes. Very cool. Well, thank you very much, man. I have to head to Uldar. Level 85, so you're not max level yet. Still leveling. Thank you very much. Trust me, that gold will be put to good use because I'm very much an aesthetics guy, so I'll be dying and getting a lot of alterations to stuff. But thank you, man. I appreciate it. I'm also a bard. Yeah, 54 bard. I was bard and warrior, but then I heard that dragoons have more story in Heavensward, and I noticed that just in that cutscene before that they addressed me as the Azor Dragoon, and Astinian knew who I was and stuff, so that's really cool. Oh, nice. Transfer from EU to NA. Yeah, I definitely have a lot of EU people that watch because I stream so early. It's when you guys get off work. Just works with my work schedule. I know you have a million gil, but I feel bad taking all your stuff. Don't pay you. Okay. Just feels like when one of your friends buys dinner all the time, and then you never buy dinner. Alright, back to Revenant's Toll. Hey Izo, welcome to the chat. It's the principle of it. Izo, were you the person that just gave me that stuff? The bard with the cool Robin Hood female armor? Oh, you're somebody else. Awesome. Oh, I left this in Lumps of the Mensa. Oh, okay, Santa. No, it's multi-stream. And I have been very much enjoying the game until I think a lot of people feel this way. The post-Realm Reborn stuff. Because my goodness, it's like reading, you know, 800-page novel. Which, again, when it came out, probably wasn't as big of a deal. Yeah, I've heard that too. It used to be longer. Because if you played this originally, that content was given over a series of patches. So it's probably a series of few months. So you weren't just, like, plowing through it all. Whereas now, you plow through it all. And jeez. Because it leads to good stuff, like the Moonbrita, like her whole thing was very sad. Okay, I need Draken Mail. But my goodness, it's just a lot of fluff and a lot of reading. From what I was told by Grumpy Oldman, apparently their old thought process was that every quest should be 8 minutes long, which is just silly. Again, you shouldn't have an arbitrary number. It's like movie length. A movie should be as long as it needs to be to tell your story. Like when some people say, "Oh, that was good, but it was too long." That's my most hated critique of a movie. I loved it, but it was long. Isn't that a good thing if you loved it? I don't understand. So the quest should be as long as it needs to be. If it can be done in 2 sentences, then have it be done in 2 sentences. What I do think they got right is their dungeon length. Over time, apparently, they try to optimize it down to about 20 minutes. And that really helps the player. Nice. But I know the story gets streamlined a lot after Realm Reborn. It's just there are a lot of outside factors to the Realm Reborn that influenced the way it is now. Okay, so we put all this stuff on, then we dye it. My dye is in my retainer's inventory. It's kind of a running joke in my head anyway. Every stream, my stream title is Heavensward, we're doing Heavensward. And we never quite get there. It's like in a dream when you're running towards something and it keeps getting further and further away. You rang, my lord. Let's see.
Thank you. Alright, hunters. Oh yeah, we're going Green Ranger. Got some decent lighting. I like it. Green and purple. What is this? Tengu doll and a calf. Thank you, Izo. What's a Tengu doll? What is that? It looks like a Tweety bird, but one of the touched ones from Gridania. Alright, I have to go back to the inn, put this away. Second die slot? Is a second die slot? Oh, yeah, the metal. The extra metal bits. I mean, it kind of looks good as is. The gold works. The goldish works. I mean, that looked kind of cool, actually. What is that? Honey yellow. I kind of like that. Maybe desert yellow, less pronounced. Yeah, I like that. I'm getting some desert yellow dye. I didn't know there was a second dye slot. Didn't even notice that. Let's do all of it before we look. I don't have enough. Oh. I don't know about that helm, though. That is super yellow. Yeah, whoops. Alright. Knew I screwed up something when I only had sung 1 for 9,000. Jeez. Alright, let's fix the helm. Nope, nope, nope. That's the primary. Oh, I did it to my greaves, too. Good job, me. Okay, we did it. I like the look. I'm less emo now, more guardian of the forest. I'm a fan. Alright, I do need to put this stuff back in my glamour dresser. Do the whole thing. I do wish I could change the color of the purple. If I could change that to like a gold, that'd be really cool. Oops, I didn't want to ask about it. I wanted to go to it. I'm gonna take it off. Wait a second. Did I just revert my die? Where's my Draken stuff? Oh, augmented. I'm dumb. This system is very confusing. Again, I've said it before. Just copy WoW. It's already there. They did the work. Alright. Then we go over here. We added glamour plates. We add another one. Oops. That wasn't that one. It was obelisk. Yep. Izo, thank you for the follow. Very much appreciate it. Did it not dye my greaves? I don't see any yellow on there. I'll double check that.
Next time, put your armor in the glamour dresser and dye it in there. Okay. Is that not dyed? Let's see. Feet. It is not. What happened? I was sworn I did that. Okay, so now that I dyed it there, will that show on my... No, it won't. Okay, now we're good. I am a Green Power Ranger. Let's go. Alright, we got there. Thank you for the help. Again, in WoW, you just go to a transmog spot, and all the stuff you've ever equipped is already saved. And you just put it on. Yeah, I'm liking this a lot better. Less edgelord. Again, more guardian of the forest. Once again, I owe you an apology. It seems you have been conscripted into leading a contingent of adventurers in yet another mission of inestimable danger. But I fear we have been left with little alternative. We cannot well abandon Lord Horsevant and Sir Aymeric to their fate. We must abide by the Council's decision, as short-sighted as it is, and strive to fulfill our roles as Eorzea's guardians. Captain Ilbred, what news? Then the assault has begun? We have but this moment concluded our audience with the Alliance leaders. Move our forces into position. Your units will join House Durandare at the Steel Vigil. Man the cannons alongside the knights, and thin the Dervanian horde ere they descend upon Ishgard. I shall join you as soon as I am able. Do we get to play the game now? Jacked. I would have you and your adventurer allies bolster the defenses at the Steps of Faith. Whenever there is adventurers required, that means we can run a dungeon. Report first to Sir Macelin at the Gates of Judgment, and he will direct you to where you are needed most. May the gods grant us victory. We get to play the game. Used to be an 8-man, so was 8-man no more. Ah, people were really bad. Okay. You are the appointed captain of the Sellsword contingent? Then welcome. There's no shortage of blade work to be done. As we speak, the Dervanian skirmishing parties are harrying positions across the Central Highlands. I've assigned the Crystal Braves and your fellow adventurers to contain these scattered attacks, and for the present, I would have you join them. This, of course, merely a precursor to the assault on Ishgard proper. The wily serpents seek to divide and confuse our forces, but we will not be so easily drawn out of position. The Temple Knights will remain at the Steps of Faith and continue our preparations. When the Horde arrives in force, they shall face a wall of Ishgardian steel. Report back to me once their advanced skirmishes are slain. Okay. Yeah, because so far, whenever they've mentioned adventurers, that means instance. That means party finder. It's a big Drago. What are my hotkeys? I haven't played in so long. Damn dragons. Huge crit. Almost 2k. Style points. Damn dragons. Oh, over there. Fine. Go around. You're not part of it. I'm just chilling. I'm sorry. Big crit. Javelin finish. Yeah. Did it. Nope, going around. Yeah, try to run ads when nothing's happening, but it's been a lot of reading, so it's all been story, so it's hard to find a place to run it. Because I turned pre-roll ads off, because pre-roll ads are really annoying and stupid and don't help anybody. Like, if you join a stream and you don't know the streamer, you're like curious about it. If you join and you get like a minute and a half of ads, how likely are you to stay there? Like, it's really dumb for the viewing experience, so I try to run them when nothing's happening. It's just all of this has been story, so. What news, adventurer? The reinforcements? Decimated, you say? The Dravanian devils, damn their scaly hides. I want to push up my glasses and say decimated only means they killed 1 in 10. Hold fast to your grief and fury, Cyril. We will avenge the deaths of your fellows in the battle to come. I assume there's a battle coming. I've been waiting for it for hours. Ere you commit yourself to the siege, you should know what it is that you are tasked with defending. Beyond the gates of judgment lie the steps of faith, a great bridge of stone that leads directly to the city of Ishgard. More than simply means to cross the sea of clouds, the bridge serves as the foundation for the arcane wars that form the barrier we call the Deafening Scholar. Alas, in dispelling the barrier's outermost layer, the thrice-damned witch, Iceheart, stripped the bridge of its protection, and thus are the dragons now able to land unhindered upon the steps of faith. Should the Dervanians succeed in destroying the remainder of the wards, the Winged Devils will be free to swarm the city itself. Needless to say, we cannot suffer that to happen. It shall be our task as defenders to prevent any harm from coming to those parts of the bridge where the wards are sealed. The 3-year in Maine, we have dispatched your forces accordingly. I would ask that you and your comrades accompany our defenses at the outermost ward. Let's go. Should hope that includes us as well, yes? Scions of the Seventh Dawn? We could not well stand idly by while the house threatens the good people of Ishgard. Indeed, to do otherwise would go against all that Master Louis has taught us. As for where we may be of most assistance, I think it prudent we divide into 2 groups. Ida and I will join the rear guard. Right, if the dragon should reach us, we'll be sure to give them what for. Thank you, all of you. Pray speak with me again when your preparations are complete, and together we shall stand against the Horde. Okay, so this seems like an added part. Like, initially it was just players, but they had to add something. So it's NPCs that help you. That is a big dragon. Claim victory this day, or Ishgard falls. Accept the fury into your heart and defend this bridge with your life's blood. I look so cool. So this used to be players. That's unfortunate. That'd be cool if it still was. This would be epic to do with players. I mean, no dungeon has been hard. So I guess this was a big step up in difficulty in its OG form. Okay, barrier strength is not good, so am I supposed to go this way? Oh, people had to man the cannons. I see the problem right there. We call that a vehicle fight in WoW. And yeah, they were notorious for people not knowing what to do. Like, as soon as they lose control of their characters and control something else, it got rough. Oh. Well, we're not avoiding that. What in the... Everyone fall back! Fall back now! Am I running back there? Yeah. Naruto running! Not Naruto running. Alright, we're good. Boss fight. Let's get my buffs up. Get my dot up. Optimal rotation. Big crit. Healing going. I don't think we're killing this guy. Seems like more of a story fight. Guy should have used arm's length. First ward has been breached. Fall back and regroup. Battle is not yet lost. We running? We running. I'm dying. Healer, what are you doing? Alright, falling back. They mean to defeat us with sheer numbers, then? Seems to be the case. It's a good thing I can't count. Ever the optimist. Ida. Need to get my this guy. Need to get my DPS buff up. Sort of annoying it's tied to AoE. I mean, not tied to single target when you have AoE to do. Big crit. This would be pretty epic with a group. The second ward has fallen. We missed the DPS check. Ow. Count outrun them all. I deny I have matters well in hand here, Jack. You must go and see to the final war, okay? I will do that. They will know the wrath of the Azure Dragoon. That's me. pumping this guy. All the cooldowns light up. Run away! Lucia's looking rough. Where's the healer? Come what may, we must hold. I'm trying to end it. I'm hitting all my buttons. Right, my arms length the crap out of that. A lot of dragoons here. Trying to defeat Bishop. I'm already pumping. I can't pump any harder. Hello, and I beg you, grant us strength. Nice resolve begins to wane. We got this. I'm an Azure Dragoon. Of course I can kill a dragon. Damn right. I should have put my visor down for battle. The dragons, they're withdrawing. Victory is ours. That guy's not dressed for the weather. My fellow Rogadin. One of Nidhogg's greatest champions slain. The Horde will not soon recover from this blow. But what of you, Nidhogg? Why did you not join your minions and make this battle a slaughter? Have you grown so fond of the stench of your lair? I thought he couldn't come back unless he had the eye. Mayhap you prefer to have your allies fight your battles for you. You have a girl to do your bidding now, do you not? No matter, I shall slay Iceheart and all the rest. I thought he needed his eye before he could come back to the world at all, so... It seems kind of mean to shit-talk him when he can't come back. But I yearn to spill the blood of a great worm, Nidhogg, and only your death will sate my lance. He's very much in the tradition of good old Cain Highwind. Super edgy. Alright. Job done. We had to play the game. Jacked. The dragons are routed. Lest you wonder, the fighting at the Steel Vigil was also fierce, but my Crystal Braves were not found wanting.
Commander Leveleur, Jax, true to your word, you arrived to aid us in our hour of need. On behalf of the Holy See and the people of Ishgard, I offer you my humble thanks. Though I would stay and lavish you with well-deserved praise, I fear I must away to oversee the aftermath of the siege. Not all the dragons are fled, and there are yet wounded to be carried from the field. Pray let us meet anon, that I might express my thanks with proper courtesy.
I like this guy because he's brief. He tells you what you need to know and he gets out. Go team! We have indeed achieved a victory of singular importance. The Dervanian horde thus weakened and scattered, the threat to Ishgard has been greatly diminished. And mayhap equally significant, the Holy See must now recognize the necessity of cooperation with foreign powers. Long have they barred the gates to the outside world, but I am confident the day will come soon when Ishgard proclaims itself a member of the Eorzean Alliance once more. It's kind of like Dorne in Game of Thrones. Much have we sacrificed in our struggles against dragons and primals, the Ascians and the Empire, but step by unfaltering step we march ever nearer to our goal. And as ever, the journey is made with you in the van. The victory of won this day gives us greater hope for the morrow. 'Tis a hope that shall sustain us in the days to come and bear us past the many evils that seek to hinder our progress. You have done well, my friend, and I, for one, would take a moment to savor the enormity of our achievement. The demands of duty, however, allow me little time for levity. I must accompany Captain Ilbar back to Ul'dah and reassign those braves whose squads suffered heavy losses. You, my friend, have earned a rest at the Rising Stones. Pray return to Revenant's Toll and share your tale with the Minfilia in person. I don't need a rest. I'm ready to go. I've rested for like 4 hours. We will see to informing the other nations of what took place here. Don't be too sure. Do be sure to give our regards to Minfilia. He's the Chad of the group. Papa Emo and Ida are probably my favorites. They're a good duo. And Minfilia, but she's just nice to look at. Let's be honest. What's up, Teteru? She's lost in thought. She would respond, but you know how it is. Jax, welcome back. Alphen has sent word of the siege, and of course, the role you played in ending it. Your deeds never cease to amaze me, Jack. Thank you. Sure. He must be wearied. No, I'm not. I'm not worried. I'm ready to go. And now may very well be your only chance to... Thank God. Antecedent. A messenger from Ul'dah arrived with a missive for you. The royal seal. Curious indeed. Lalafel's walk like that kid that interrupted her dad's interview. That's a very specific reference, but I trust. Let me see if I can find that. Because that reminded me of that very specifically.
Let me guess.
Okay, watch. I know it's a very specific reference, but that's how my brain works. Watch this kid come in this interview. This is how Teteru walks. Exactly like that. Same cadence and everything. She doesn't swing her arms like that specifically, but it's the same style. That 100% reminded me of that. An invitation. On behalf of the Council of the Eorzean Alliance, Her Royal Majesty Nanamo Ulnamo invites the Scions of the Seventh Dawn to attend a feast at the Royal Palace of Ul'dah, in honor of Ishgard's recent victory. It would seem we are to be recognized for our part in lifting the siege. You, for your valiant efforts as commander of the adventurers contingent, and the Archons for their earnest attempts to rouse the city-states. I don't think I was commander of that contingent. That must have been referring to previously when you actually did it in a raid. Truly, I find it strange that the Alliance leaders should think themselves deserving of such a place at such a celebration. All three refused to employ their standing armies, preferring to send hastily assembled companies of sellswords, many of whom perished ere the siege began. Are they truly so brazen as to seek to share in the glory of our triumph? Well, the leaders were right, because we won, and they didn't have to overcommit, and they still could deal with their own city-states. So, I think they were right. But mayhap they simply seek a pretext to meet with the Ishgardians while the mood is yet jubilant. Such an occasion would present a fine opportunity to press for Ishgard's return to the Eorzean Alliance. We have scarce had time to mourn Minbrida, and I, for one, am in no mood to carouse, but I suppose we must put away our grief for the good of the realm. Though you were promised rest, I fear I must insist you also attend. It would be a strange celebration indeed if the victorious hero were not present. Pray content yourself with the thought that such occasions may bring about momentous change, and this without recourse to bloodshed. Tataru, if you would do me the favor of contacting the rest of the Scions. Of course, Antecedent! Please let me know if there's anything else I can do. Curious. I've never known Tataru to sigh at such a request. Could aught be amiss? Now, let me guess. We're not going to go directly to, the next story moment. We're going to talk to Tataru's friends and confidants about how she's had a rough time lately, and we're going to maybe go pick up some flowers, and we're going to prepare for preparations to attend the ceremony, and then there'll be another dramatic thing that comes up, so we have to do that. And then maybe we'll get to the celebration. Judging by the rest of this post-Realm Reborn content. Tataru is conspicuous by her absence. Well, after 100 all my jobs continue the MSQ. Yep. See, I'm right so far. Tataru, I believe she just stepped outside. Now that I think on it, she did seem rather preoccupied. Let's just go to the celebration. Searching for Tataru. Where's the nearest bar? Oh, there we go. Oh, Jack, it's you. I didn't mean to worry anyone. It's nothing, really. Well, it's not nothing exactly, but it feels like nothing compared to the towering trials you and the others have to face every day. And that's why I should probably talk to Minfilia before things get any worse. You always know what to say, Jack. I'm glad we had this little chat. Great. Yes, Tataru, you have my undivided attention. I've been hesitant to broach the subject, but what with all the recent excitement, but Jack made me realize there's no time like the present, and time is what I'm here to ask you for. I'm not sure I understand. You wish to be excused from your duties for a time? Then you have certainly earned the rest, but I suspect that lying abed is far from your intent. You know me too well, antecedent. There is in fact something I've been wanting to try my hand at. Along with the adventurers and the Crystal Braves, the Scions are constantly being thrown into dangerous battles and deadly predicaments. Even Hoary Boulder and Coltonant have been promoted to guard duty to fill our need for competent warriors. Even Hoary Boulder. Guy's a lost cause. And so it seems only right that I, too, should acquire the power to defend myself, and others, more importantly. When I return, I should be both your receptionist and your bodyguard. Sounds good. Let's learn to fight. Well, hey! It's the first time I've almost been knocked to the ground by a Lalafell. Never seen Miss Tataru so determined. As aught befell, which I might help. With which I might help, antecedent. Not at a present, thank you. Was there something you would ask of me? Oh yes, pray excuse my distraction. An adventurer who was to join us for escort duty was injured while out on patrol, and I fear I cannot properly defend the scholars entrusted to our protection without the aid of at least one more guard. Therefore, I humbly request that another adventurer, of the capable kind, of course, be assigned to our party. Why? Very well. I shall consider the potential candidates and provide you with a replacement as soon as I am able. My thanks, antecedent. I take leave of you. Let's just go to the party. Double MSQ? Alright. I wonder, do you perchance recall the commitment I made to furnish Hoary Boulder with a capable adventurer? Well, I'm sorry to say that I've yet been unable to do so. Surprise! Now I realize you are rather more than a capable adventurer, and that escort duty is frankly beneath the matter of your talents, but if no one else to turn to at the present, might you be willing to forego rest and assist us in this matter? Generous to a fault, thank you. Now it seems only fair that I explain the import of the task in question. For some time, our order has employed a handful of scholars to travel around Eorzea taking etheric readings that we might better understand the impact of primal summonings. Naturally, it behooves us to ensure our employer's safety, and so we ask the adventurers in our service to serve as escorts. Thank you, Wilhelm. And yes, I dyed my armor. Thanks to the donation from Demise Power, because I looked at the cost of the armor augments. It was going to be like 1.5 million. And he crafted it for a lot less. So yeah, I went with the Hunter's Green and the Desert Yellow. 1 and 2. Hoary Boulder and Colton were acted as two such escorts, as there was a third adventurer. Alas, due to injury, said adventurer is not present fit for duty, hence my need to impose upon you my goodwill. You truly pillar of strength. Hoary Boulder will share with you the details of your task. He should be waiting for you outside. And I assume the other one is going to the thing, but gotta do all the stories, so we gotta do this one. Yeah, it's a good look. I am Defender of the Forest. No longer super emo. Ah, Jack, it's true that you agreed to lend us a hand. Yep. Huzzah! What did I tell you, Coltonet? Our misfortune is becoming a blessing, an opportunity to serve alongside the Warrior of Light himself. Need to remind you that we have 3 scholars to escort, each of whom will take a different route. 3 quests. True, but our mission is the same. Separated by moms we may be, but in spirit we shall be together. If such thoughts bring you joy, you are welcome to think them. To more practical concerns, Jack, we would have you attend to the scholar charged with surveying the South Shroud. He's waiting at Camp Tranquil as we speak. Alright, that's all I need to know. All you need to do is follow the man. He will determine the most appropriate location to take his readings. In spirit, Jack, in spirit, we shall be together every step of the way. This has to be a joke at this point. Like, they wrote all these quests, they think they're gonna finish it. Oh, hell no. They're not done yet. They're not even close to done. We need readings. So you had momentum. We just did this epic battle. Ready to celebrate. We need to escort these scholars, please.
At last, the science man deigns to grace me with his presence. A pity that we have no time for pleasantries. I don't care. Our first destination is Issamhar. Come, we are late enough as it is. Yes, this location should suffice. Once I finish calibrating, my instruments are required but a moment to take the necessary measurements. I need not explain that my work can suffer no interruptions, and please stand at appropriate distance and keep watch for wild beasts. Okay, let's stand. I stick to my point of if they just did the voiced cutscenes and all the instances, we would have more than enough context for the story. I see we have both completed our respective tasks. A satisfactory outcome, though if I could make one suggestion, you might try to dispatch your foes more quietly in the future. Shut up. I do not like to pick faults, but it really must be followed. But I really must be allowed to concentrate. Now then, Snake Molt awaits. You're just taking readings, bro. Doesn't need to be quiet. Right about here, yes. As before, I would ask that you keep an eye out for dangerous beasts while I work. Fascinating. These readings are not at all what I expected. Though perhaps it should come as no surprise. I am not given to superstition, but there is a queer, almost blasphemous air hereabouts. Let us quit this place and return to Root's Lake. We have one more site to survey. As before, my guardian, pray lead me to my task. Blah, blah, blah. Boom. Piercing Talon, kill. The data should prove invaluable to... Ye gods, what is that stench? Did you slaughter a creep of adamantoises while my back was turned? Quickly now, to Camp Tranquil, I would not have my clothing reeking of blood and offal.
You chose to paddle in the Ichor a while longer, I take it. No matter. I took advantage of my unexpected privacy and performed a cursory analysis of my data. It appeared that there has been a measurable decrease in Eorzea's ambient aether concentration since the calamity. However, this data is far from conclusive. We must take additional measurements to confirm my assessment. Just what I wanted to do. For our next survey, I would have you escort me to Earth's found. The ambient ether concentrations there are so high that the crystalline structures form spontaneously. Consequently, anomalous fluctuations should be much easier to detect. Brilliant, yes? No, don't bother answering. That was rhetorical. Now, come along. Yeah, they could cut all of this out. Minfilia could just say, I assume the conclusion of this is we learned something about the ether and how it's been affected because of all these events. Minfilia could just say, our scholars have determined that. And you don't need any of this. Again, I'm waiting to be proven wrong, but so far that seems to be where this is going. It's just you want your new players to have a great experience to make sure your MMO continues to be awesome. And this just, everything grinds to a halt. You should be more than familiar with the procedure by now. Pray you find a suitable position which to keep blah 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 while I take measurements. I do fit in Gridania with my armor. Baladroon, welcome to the stream. Yes, quite high, yet still markedly lower than the historical measurements taken near the end of the 6th astral era. Could the presence of a primal account for the difference, or is there something else? Or something else? We are slowly getting towards the end of A Realm Reborn. I've been saying that for like a week now. And they keep throwing other silly quests at me. Something else. Scion, come here, I need you. Not first time, but I played when Shadowbringers came out, and I got to the end of A Realm Reborn, so I have seen the cutscene that happens at the end of all these ridiculous quests. But I've not played any of Heavensward. I saw like the opening cutscene for Heavensward, then all my friends quit, and I quit too. So, I have seen like there's a big thing that happens that I think a lot of you guys know. Like a very long cutscene at the end of this, which is badass. And I have seen that before, so I'm not going to feign like I haven't seen that. But I wanted to replay the whole thing because I hadn't played in like 4 years. Again, whenever Shadowbringers came out. But Heavensward will all be new. Yeah, like I think there was a WoW thing that came out, and my friends went back to that, so stopped. Fear not, my friends, help has arrived. I look so cool. My green dragoon armor. There you are, Jack. Tori and I were worried about you and your chart when you and your charge failed to return at the appointed hour. Dragoon armor is the best. My first Final Fantasy was Final Fantasy IV, so naturally I have an affection for Dragoons from Kain, because as a kid, Kain is the coolest character that you'll ever beat. Gutted like a hog, but not by one. These wounds were made by a blade. Doesn't look like he put up much of a fight either. Nary a mark on his sword or shield. That Dragoon armor would not look nice in hot pink. I've heard nothing of any Crystal Brave operations in this area. What caused Wilred to come here? What should we do? Paladin Dragoon based off Cecil and Kain. Damn right. We will see to the Scholar's protection, Jack. I might go opposite and go the Dark Knight Cecil before he went to mounts. Oh, what mount was that? I just played it like a couple months ago. I was going to say Highjaw, that's WoW. The name of the mountain he goes and he becomes a paladin. Aye, and the boy's remains. You should return to the Rising Stones. The antecedent want to know what happened here. And so do I. Thanks for the follow, Paladroon.
Oh, Odin. Yeah, we haven't done that yet. Pray return to the Rising Stones. I think they honestly wasted an opportunity. Well, maybe not. The remake of 7, I know they did it because 7 had the most sales. But if they want to remake games, if they did the pixel art in like modern graphics, that would be like, they should start with 6, because 6 is obviously like the most involved story and probably the best story. But if they could make like 6 and 4 with modern graphics, that'd be really cool, because that's a giant deviation from what it was. Less so with 7. Oh, thank you. Yeah, the avatar's made by an artist. Her name's Hexamus, if you want to look up her work on VGen. Jack, you are returned, and you seem troubled. Did the role of escort chafe so? I mean, it was kind of boring. Wilred dead, mayhap murdered by the 12. How can that be? I will send word to Alphino at once. He will want to conduct a full investigation, and send word to Wilred's family. Gods, he was just a boy. Who would do this, and why? Oop, I just take that. The power to defend oneself. Tataru has ever been full of surprises. Now that I think on it, I do recall Oriangere mentioning that she had developed an interest in Arcanima. Perhaps she hopes to get an audience to the Arcanist Guild, admittance to the Arcanist Guild in Limpsa. Yes, that would be the way of it. Would you be so kind as to journey to the guild and see that all is well? It is doubtless unwarranted, but surely I am not alone in my concern for her safety. Don't we all have Bluetooth? We all have Bluetooth. We could just talk to her. Link shells. She does want to drop out the phone bill. Yeah, something. What's up? I just want to tell you that will never be used. That'll sit in my inventory forever. Yeah, but the 2D games are like already out. I love the 2D games. I just, on this channel, I replayed 1 through 6. And, well, replayed. I had never played 2, 3, or 5. So I played those for the first time, replayed 1, 4, and 6. And they hold up incredibly well, especially with the remasters. They added a lot of quality of life stuff. Like, the auto battle helps a ton, as you can imagine. But because they're so long and everyone so old and everyone knows them already, remaking them I think would be really cool in a modern style. Oh, you're below. How do I get below? Oh, down here. 2 was one of my favorites. The story is kind of whatever because they had an NES cartridge and you can't include much on there. But the mechanics of the 2 remaster was awesome. Yeah, I didn't do the super bosses in 5 because the amount of grinding that was going to take would have been obscene. But it did everything else. Jack, what are you doing here? I didn't mean for her to worry, and that's the last thing I wanted. Putting an end to such worries is precisely the reason I'm here, don't you see? I, Tataru Tower, shall become a great and powerful Arcanist. And now at Mistress Thub's behest, I must go and complete a special training exercise until we meet again. Speak with Thub. I still love 4's story, but the mechanics in 4 were very, very basic compared to all the other ones. Besides 1. Greetings and welcome to the Arcanist Guild. You require assistance. So you're acquainted with our newest member. I am sorry to be the bearer of bad news, but I fear young Tataru may not be ideally suited to the study of Arcanima. Nevertheless, she would not be denied, and goes now to undertake her first trial, a simulated inspection of 3 crates. A simple task, some might say, but one all Arcanists are expected to complete. A thought occurs to me. Why not supervise Tataru's training? You are clearly an accomplished adventurer, and given your relationship with the girl, you seem an ideal person to have on hand. Our trial would be conducted at the cliffs south of the Zephyr Gate. You need only observe at a distance. Let's just go to Summerford Farms. You gotta say it with a main accent. Summerford. Yeah, the reason 4 was kind of boring. They definitely focused on story, and they said that more than mechanics in that one. So there was no choice to your abilities. Like, you leveled up, you got the next ability, you cast the ability. That was the extent of your choice. Whereas in 2 and 3 and 5, and 6, you had a ton of choices. Like the job system in 3 and 5, 6 had the Esper system. And then with 2, you could level up whatever abilities you wanted by casting them more often. So you could specialize in stuff. And 4 was just very plain by comparison. The story still slaps. Like Tella, Param, and Param and their sacrifice, and your bromance with Cain. It's all great. O'er Xerxes to Pirate's Port, where she meet her shining jewel. For to bring the smuggler's plans to naught, came the last who none could fool. Beat him with the backdraft, got him with the gust, deck him with the downburst, go, carbuncle, go. Oh, ho, these crates I spy. Yeah, my criticism is all my opinion. Like, a lot of people value 4 a lot more highly. I value the story of 4 very highly. The mechanics, just playing them in a row, the mechanics seemed lacking. Ah, and this must be the true test, but we're ready for them, aren't we, Carbuncle? Anytime, Tataru. Alright, Carbuncle quits. Carbuncle? Oh no! Aurelius! Pretty sure that's the name of those mobs. Alright. Should have known you'd come, Jacked. You didn't say a word. Your face says it all. I know you bore witness to my shame. Betrayed by my own carbuncle and left at the mercy of wild beasts. I must accept the truth. I'll never be a warrior like you or the others. I will inform Mistress Thurbergrum of my intention to withdraw from the guild. Arcanima, like so much else, is beyond me. Poor Tataru. Alright. But I really need to log off. Because as some of you know, our air conditioning went down. Which in Texas, that's a big deal. Obviously, it's hot. And you basically have to have like an industrial strength central air unit in your house to handle the summer. So that's down. It's going to cost about 10 grand to replace. So we're getting different quotes right now. It should be fixed by the end of the week, and I should be able to stream longer. But right now, it is about 89 degrees in this room with my computer. So as the day gets, longer, well, we get longer into the day, it starts to heat up a lot. So right now, I need to get out of here and cool off a bit, because I have a wall unit in my room that I bought while we're getting quotes to fix the air conditioning. So
Yep. The title lied again. We're not finishing a Realm Reborn today. Tomorrow, though, according to what you said, Demise, should be only like 4 quests left. Like, once we get through this Tataru stuff, it will be the end. So tomorrow, we should finally... I'm not meeting to tease. It's just... this game keeps throwing more busy work at me. There's a lot of cutscenes, and I can't do that right now. I would die in this room. A lot of cutscenes will make it. Yep. Alright, tomorrow we'll be there. So, again, thank you for watching. Izo, Paladrin, thank you very much for the follows. Again, we'll continue this tomorrow and continue on the story, finally. So, anyway, have a good day, guys. Thanks for watching.